Okay, I think I'm up and running. Check one, check two. Testing, testing. See if we get the chat going on the screen. Okay, I think I'm up and running. Yeah, I sound good. I sound good. All right. Testing, testing. Let me post in the Discord real quick. I need a link. Oh, hang on, I got this. I got this. How can I share? Oh, that's clipping. Here, oh, here we go. I got it. I got it. Copy link. Discord. Paste. Okay, perfect. That'll work. All right. Thank you for my one viewer jumping in here with me right off the get-go. We're going to get started here. Actually, let me make sure. Oh, okay. I see what the problem is. I can't see that. So I'm going to bring you down and bring it up. Bring it down. Nope, nope, nope. Not Epic Games. Do that. Okay, now. Perfect. Now I can see on the bottom left on my end of things. I can see the newest comments, so we're good on that. So I should just be able to click here and boom. Okay. Let me take a swig of water, then we'll get started. Excuse me. So, car prices are crazy, as they have been for the past 2 years or so. So it being June 2023, we're going to take a look at Mustang prices, specifically Gen 1 and Gen 2 Coyote Mustangs, 2011 year all the way up to 2017 model year. Within generally my area, within like you could make a day's road trip to go pick one up and bring it back within the same day. And if you look at my YouTube channel here, Donating Horsepower, I have some past live streams I've done. First one I did was on the Boss 302. Then I did on the Camaro Z28, the 14 and 15 model years that were a limited run with the LS7 and the super track oriented setup on that car. And I just did stick shift Hellcat prices. I did Corvette 01 prices. I did Viper prices. And I did the Pontiac Firebird from 98 to 02 with the LS1. All stick shift. All I care about is tracking stick shift prices of mainly muscle cars, but I'll get into some other cars later on. Now the other thing is I'm going to revisit specifically the stick shift Hellcat prices to see where those have gone, because they weren't intended to be a limited run like the Boss 02 or like the Camaro Z28. So I'm going to want to revisit stick shift Hellcat prices because I believe they just built stick shift Hellcats as they were ordered and as many as people would order. So it just ended up being a limited thing. Most people ordered automatic Hellcats over stick shift Hellcats. I'm going to have to pull up some official production numbers to back up what I'm saying about that, but whenever I do searches, I just see hundreds of automatic Hellcats for sale and only tens of stick shift Hellcats for sale. So let's get into today's video. We're looking at the 2011 to 2017 Mustang. We only want V8s, no V6s here, and certainly no EcoBoost. You know what I'm saying? So on Auto Tempest, I set up a search for Ford Mustang, and I went from the Richmond, Virginia area, and I'm going at 300 miles. And I also have a search on Facebook as well as Craigslist, so we'll get into those as well. But first we're going to go Auto Tempest. Auto Tempest, you're going to be finding listings from a lot of dealers, not so much private sale owners. So we kind of, by me searching on Auto Tempest and then going over Facebook Marketplace, which kind of has both, but mostly private owners, and then Craigslist, of course, it's just a good mix of private owners and some dealers on there too. But I guess more towards private owners. We'll get a good grasp, a good idea of what stick shift V8 Mustangs are going for in these 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, in this 7-year range of cars. 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. Yes, in this 7-year range. And I put a max mileage of 130,000 because it's just low enough to where it's like you could ideally these newer cars being a little bit more reliable than 90s and early 2000s cars, maybe lasting longer. Hopefully, you can still buy a car up to 130,000 miles and with decent maintenance take it to 200,000 without any super major repairs. So that's what I'm thinking there with 130,000 max mileage limit. I didn't set a price limit. I just want to see everything. So it's not just going to be GT Mustang. It's going to be Shelbys, any bosses in the area, and whatnot. Maybe even some Roush editions. So we'll get into that. So I have clean title, 8-cylinder, 130,000 max mileage, within a 300-mile distance of me. Again, trying to make that one-day road trip for a car if you want to buy one at this time. Although we're going to see a lot of overpriced cars, I'm assuming. And I'm also going to search for coupe only, not convertible. Convertible, I don't know. I'd have to drive a convertible stick-shift V8 Mustang. I don't know that that's for me though. So we're going to search for coupes, and we're going to get 164. I'll sort by lowest price first. So this is going to be a lot more listings. I'm going to see if did I put picture on or not. I didn't. So okay, this first one doesn't have a picture, but okay. So this is a good. Should we go through 164 of them with no max price? I'm gonna kick my distance down. Oh, I can put a. I'll do 250. I'll do 250. So let's search that. We're gonna get 143 results. So I'll just go through that and Facebook Marketplace. We'll get into those and Cars.com or Craigslist.com. I only have 10 to 15 listings on each of those. I think Facebook I have more like 30. So let's get an Auto Tempest. Why not? Let's take a deep dive. So first things first. I'm just going to skip over any ad that doesn't have any pictures at all, because why would you make a listing for a car you're selling with no pictures whatsoever? That just makes no sense to me. Who's going to jump on that? I don't know. Not me. So we'll go to the next one. The very first one that I'm actually seriously looking at with pictures. We're looking at a 2011 in Grabber Blue, 16.9 with 122,000 miles. Now, I'm always trying to remember, because I've been constantly looking up cars on Cars.com, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace over the years. I've only gotten into Auto Tempest within the past year and a half. And before COVID, a lot of these prices were still, trending down as the cars got older, as the mileage was going up. But now in this like post-COVID era, the car prices are just all over the place. They're very high. They're not what they used to be in 2019. 2019 was if you got a car in 2019, you were doing well, very, very well, because it appreciated in value, no matter what it was. So we got this 2011 Grabber Blue. We got some little bit of wear and tear on a lot of these plastic components on the interior, especially up in the instrument cluster behind the steering wheel. The center console area, the center dash looks pretty good. It's got the shaker system. You do have a different shift knob for your MT82, but we always would want to know if it's got hopefully a short throw shifter kit that would help fix the sometimes the notchiness, the pop outs that you have for the MT82, but of course the clutch, replacing that factory clutch is going to be the biggest thing to help with the clutch feel and overall clutch engagement of your MT82 with your Coyote engine. So it's Grabber Blue interior color. It is a premium. Excuse me, it is a premium. So we got black leather, premium interior. I love the premiums on these 2011 to 14 GTs, and of course the 15 to 17s, but especially something about the 11 to 14s. When I sit in one, a premium, it just feels really nice. It's still got that old school muscle car feel. And I'm always looking, it seems like most cars I look at muscle car wise nowadays, there's always at least one accident. So I'm happy to report that there's no accidents with this 2011. It is high mileage, 122,000 for $16,900. Now I used to see these. Maybe 2019 they weren't quite old enough to have dipped down below 15 grand, but I think they were trending that way. So with the COVID bump, we're back up to almost 17 grand. But once the car market starts to settle down and cool off, I think we're going to see something like this car go for certainly less than 16 grand, hopefully more like 15 grand, maybe 14.8 would be my guess. It does have an open recall, but that's really no big deal. Take it to your dealer, have them get it fixed. The average market price range with the deal gauge on cars.com is going to be just under 15K, somewhere like 14.2 up to like 15.3. So this is a fair deal, but it's not the best deal you get. Although I do like the color. It does kind of have that weird, just kind of single stripe with two little, pinstripes of it missing on the sides. So it's okay. And also something to consider. This is the very first year of the Coyote engine in the 2011. It's gone 122,000 miles so far, so it should be pretty good. But generally, when you buy a car of any generation with a new engine, although it's still the S197 generation, it's got the new Coyote engine, so you may want to look to at least 2012, if not 13, 14 for this S197 body style. Okay, so not too bad to start off. So we got the 2011 there. And then Cars.com will actually now, or Auto Temps will now list if the car's hot or not. So we have a 2013, and I do love the 2013 headlights and taillights. And this one being black, it looks like the wheels, let's take a closer look because these actually look like 2015 to 17 are Gen 2 Mustang Performance Pack 1 wheels. And that's exactly what I think they are. Looking at, yeah, definitely, for sure. I worked at a Ford dealership from 2016 to 2017 when the 16s and 17s were being sold brand new, and Performance Pack 1s on the lot had these wheels. Of course, Gen 3 Coyotes with the Performance Pack 2 got even cooler looking wheels. So it's cool to see someone actually kind of did an OEM Plus here, where they put Gen 2 Coyote Performance Pack 1 wheels on a Gen 1 Coyote Mustang. So I'm definitely about that. Anything OEM Plus is generally pretty tasteful. It does have the premium interior as well on this 2013 here, so it definitely looks really nice. I do love that black interior. And I'm curious to see how these seats hold up compared to my 95 GT, where you'll get some rips in the side bolstering and whatnot. But again, my car being 28 years old, it's expected for that to happen. But yeah, I do enjoy. I've sat in a 2013 black exterior, black premium interior. I just felt, I could just feel like it was like a cool ride. If I ever come across a good deal on a 2013-14 black on black car, premium, all day, I'm all about it. It does have the heated seats for 13-14, which is pretty cool. I think 11-12, I believe, got heated seats, but we'll find out as we get more into it. So not bad. I mean, the mileage being 121,000, it's only 18 grand, but you got to worry about, possibly replacing the clutch if it's never been replaced before. And if you're going to pay a shop to do that, it's going to be a good maybe $2,000 nowadays. Everything has gone up in price. Everything is more expensive, goods and services. But if you're going to do it yourself, like I replaced the clutch on my 95 Mustang myself in a one-car garage. It was a monumental task. Good thing I had a second car, but I was able to get it done over some time, a couple weeks, just going at it a little bit here and there, and I had to have tall enough jack stands to be able to do it. But this is not too bad of a deal in this market. But again, 18 grand at this mileage, you're gonna be having to shell out some money for certain repairs. Like, what are the state of the shocks? Like, I replaced the rear shocks on my 95, and I'm going to do the fronts when I get a chance. Because, but again, those shocks being 27 years old when I started replacing them, versus this 2013 Mustang only being 10 years old. So the shocks might not be terrible, but, they've had a lot of wear and tear over that many miles. So just something to keep in thought. Okay, so now we have a 2014. It does have aftermarket rims. Same price, just a little bit higher mileage. Let's take a look at that. Again, I love these black on black cars, especially when they do the black rims, because in 2013 and 14, or even 11 to 14 GTs, you could not get black rims from the factory. That was only in 2015. Did that trend really start to catch on? A lot of black rims on a lot of sports cars. So looking at this one, I love the little ducktail spoiler they got. It looks like they got an aftermarket catback at least. And you got to be, careful if they have done long tube headers and a off-road X-pipe or H-pipe, because depending on your state, that may not fly, if you know what I mean. It does have the these are from the Boss 302. Actually, the fog light delete surrounds that go in the housings there, because the GT premiums and the GT should get fog lights on the 1314. Cloth interior though, so it's not that premium interior that we love. But again, if you don't care about the premium interior and you just want to rock with the cloth, you're just in it for the Coyote engine and the this pretty sweet body style, then have at it. And I'm sure automatic price is going to be lower, but again, I don't want an automatic Mustang. That's just me. So it's up in Petersburg, Virginia. 0 accidents, 2 owners. That's not too bad, really, at all. I'd like to see that price maybe more like 15,995 at the highest, though 16 grand, and I could see myself in this one. But the not having the factory wheels does kind of bother me, especially if I don't like the aftermarket wheels, because then I'm like, oh, then I'm gonna have to pay out money to get rims that I actually like. Now we move on. We got a 2013, a little bit higher in price now. We're getting up towards 19 grand. This one has the sterling gray exterior with the dual black stripes over top. So I believe this was an option. I haven't built in price. I did build in price a 2014 GT on their website, as well as the V6, as well as the Shelby GT500, just because I was bored back in the day with not enough money to actually buy one of these. And this stripe was a factory option on the GTs. This was 106,000 miles, so just over 100,000 miles, and this having this 5.0 Coyote being in the Mustang, being in the F-150, anything that the Mustang has that the F-150 basically got in some respect is going to last pretty well, pretty long, as long as you don't get a lemon of a car. We make jokes about Ford being found on road dead and whatnot, or fix repair daily. All brands have their lemons, right? I drive a Ford F-150, and it's 2013. It's got 261,000 miles, and it just keeps on going. So they really, generally speaking, they really got the reliability down. So 106,000 miles on a Coyote, and, again, people may drive the piss out of these cars, so you may have to worry about that. But generally speaking, the Coyote engine, the Mustang, was also in the F-150, so you kind of got that truck-like durability, is what you would hope. Now again, if the cars had the owner added nitrous, or they boosted the car either with the supercharger or turbos, then different story. More to look into that. But I just yeah, this interior though, this cream, it's not saddle, because saddle is the peanut butter color interior, like the light brown one. I forgot what they called this white interior, but it's just like, especially in my line of work, working a blue collar job, I'm just gonna make this dirty immediately. So I'm really not gonna want this interior. Although it is leather, it's gonna be a little bit easier to clean than like if you had a white cloth, that would just be the worst. So I guess it won't get super hot in the summer compared to black leather, but I don't know. I can't really get on I guess it's beige, so it's not full on white, but I would not get a white leather interior Mustang. Now the red leather interior that you can get on 11 to 14 GTs, I don't know. Maybe I just have to be in the mood one day. You catch me in that random mood, and I'd be like, yeah, let's buy a 11 to 14 GT Mustang with a red leather interior, because the steering wheel is also red leather wrapped. So I don't know. It looks kind of cool, but possibly not for me. Okay, so we'll keep going. We're back to a 2011, but this time the mileage is pretty ideal. It's only 66,000 miles, and as these cars get older, just like with any other car, you're not going to see this mileage for much longer. So you may want to make sure you grab one of these at lower miles as soon as you can. because once these cars get to be 15 years old, if you find one for 60,000 miles or less, they're going to be starting to be asking more and more money. Now, we have people who post automatic Mustangs in my manual search. So we're just going to have to go ahead and axe that one. So that 2011 with low mileage, don't even worry about it. That was an automatic. Too bad, too sad. Okay, so we're going to look at this 2012. It's 19 grand. It's a little more than the 2013 we were just looking at with the beige interior, but it only has 54,000 miles. That is, so it's got the aftermarket taillights, which I'm not a fan of, and the headlights are definitely smoked housings. So, and they do have like some American muscle wheels or some rims. I'm not really a fan of those. Sorry if my internet's kind of cutting in and out. Of course, only when I'm streaming do I have these random problems, which I can't really explain. When I was doing this, using my computer the other day with not streaming, everything was golden. But anyways, no accidents reported on this one. It is in Manassas Park, Virginia. The dealer only has like a 2.6 rating out of 5. Now, it does have the rear window louvers. I'm going to rip those off right away. You know what? I would try to sell them. I think they're dumb, but, why not try to sell them, get a little bit of gas money in your pocket. You know what I mean? So that could be cool. Now, another thing is these 11 to 14s have the aluminum hood. I'm assuming they kept that moving forward with the Gen 2 and Gen 3 Mustangs, Coyote-powered ones. But the paint can kind of flake off on those, so something to keep in mind. But this one does look not too bad. It does have aftermarket drilled. I can't tell. I think they are slotted, but they're definitely drilled rotors with some maybe factory brake calipers and brackets painted red. But I can't really tell from here. It does have the cloth interior. So if you could, if they gave you the stock rims, which I kind of highly doubt, this would be a potential win, especially at the mileage too, because you could sell off those aftermarket rims, which I don't think they look that good, to be honest. But at this mileage, you're looking pretty good, all things considered in this market. So as long as everything checks out, there's no mechanically, there's nothing super wrong. A 2012 in that Kona blue, if you can live with those not so good mods, or swap them out, the taillights and whatnot, and the rims, you might have yourself a pretty good car here at 19 grand. Again, it's a 2012, so I'm expecting these to be more in like the $13,000 to $15,000 range. But again, the mileage, yes, you're going to get a little bit of premium for that. Now here were the first pictures of window stickers, so I will click on this. Usually I want to see the car first, and they don't have a picture of the car for me, so nah, I'm out of here. Let's keep going. Oh, when we have a stock photo that's clearly off the internet, I'm going to keep scrolling too. It says recent arrival, but you know what? You got to get pictures up of the actual car you're selling. I don't want to see a stock photo. A stock photo shows a perfectly good car with like no blemishes, no dings or scratches, and I want to see the real thing, not a stock photo, because it's always going to let you down when you go to see it in person. When you look at a stock photo of what the car generally looks like. Give me the real thing. Okay, so moving on, I noticed that North Carolina has a lot of good prices, compared to me living in Virginia. North Carolina always seems to have better deals on cars, and it's only one state away. So we're looking at 124,000 miles. It is 20 grand basically, but it is a 2014. I believe, is it? Well, if it's a premium, oh no, they up-badged. Oh, Thunder, no worries. They up-badged, they put the Shelby GT500 badge and the grille, upper and lower, and the bumper too with those GT500 bumper with the fog lights. So I'm not really a fan of up-badging like that when you're just a GT. That's just such a poser kind of thing. It does have the performance package because you can tell by the rims, and it does have the Brembo brakes, so that does have it going for it. Actually, we need to look closer to make sure it has the Brembo brakes, because usually those are, I believe they're black, and they do say Brembo pretty clearly on them. I can't really tell from here. Actually, they might have added those 1314 GT Performance pack rims when this is a base model car. They just, up badged it and up rimmed it. It does have the base cloth interior, so I'm going to actually say no to this one. I would not consider that a good deal, especially at that mileage. This is going to be more like a $16,000 car all day long. Now we'll go on to, I believe this is Sterling Gray, and again, an OEM Plus. I believe we have the Performance Pack 1 wheels from a 15 to 17 GT, yeah. We do have the quarter window louvers, which is hit or miss. I could take it or leave it. Little ducktail spoiler, catback exhaust, and also the deck lid on the back here. It will the paint will fade and come off. So that's a popular model for people to wrap those, but this one still looks okay. It does have something up with the headlights are smoked. They definitely have a smoked housing or something going on there. But being the Performance Pack 1 wheels from a 15 to 17 GT, or at least in that style. But the interior, you got that beige cloth. No, I think I'm out for that reason alone. So being a $21,000 car, the mileage is okay at 83,000. But I'd really like to see this 14 GT with base model, cloth interior at more like a $19,000 car. And wow, it's going to be a crazy storm right as I'm trying to stream. Okay, next we have a 2012 GT Premium. This may have a Roush Stage 1. Let's look in the description here. Those rims. Oh, we got at least one accident, so I'm already out because of that. But we do have some sort of 302 badge on the side. Not really a badge, it's like a decal. The rims are big. Those are like 20s. And the car, okay, look at this photo. See how the gap, there's like no gap at all between the top of the tire and the fenders. Now look at the next photo. The car is on bags. The car is aired down in the front, most definitely. In the back, it kind of came down a little bit, but more in the front. So this car is on bags, so if you're into that, it's got those aftermarket taillights for the 2012. I don't like those. But again, if you're a fan of this could be something up your alley. It does have, of course, aftermarket exhaust, like most GTs will have. Very few ones will have stock exhaust. This does have a premium interior, so we do like that. But they added some blue bits onto the steering wheel, the center console, the dash area. They kind of tried to color match it to the outside of the car being Kona blue, but kind of tacky to me if you wanted my opinion. But it's not terrible. Like when they do this on Gotta Have It Green, when they match the interior, I'm just like, oh god, that looks so bad. That really does. I mean, it almost kind of looks like bluish purplish here, so I don't really like that. But the mileage, 112 for 21 grand. I'm gonna skip over that car. And then sometimes just the first photo I look at, like this 2012, I'm like, I don't like the rims. I don't like the two-tone with the hood being blue, the roof being blue, and the rest of the car being like black. So I'm just gonna keep going there. The mileage is decent. If you can basically put a car back to stock, if it looks janky, cosmetically, but the mileage is low, then if you have those skills, then you go ahead and do it. Okay, so we have a 2013 at Fred Bean's Ford Kia of Mechanicsburg in Pennsylvania, 86,000 miles. This is an Auto Tempest listing. And we're looking at 41 photos. It's always good when they have a bunch of photos. I'm kind of, not really at first, when these first came out, but those 5-spoke rims.